السلام عليكم. عايزين نحكي قصة تانية نختبر بيها مهارة الاستماع من المستوى B1 B2، يعني المستوى المتوسط. قصة سهلة جدا ومشهورة جدا، أنا شخصيا بحبها جدا، من أول القصص اللي سمعتها بالإنجليزي واتأثرت بيها. وبرضو الكلمات اللي في القصة ديت هنحاول نخليها صعبة شوية، أقرب من B2 إلى C1، ولكن القصة سهلة. حاول تركز معايا فيها وقول لي فهمت منها قد إيه. لازم اسمعها أكتر من مرة. Alright. This is a story about a companion of the Prophet, peace be upon him. He was not so famous. Probably this is the only story mentioned about him, and it's mentioned in several books, but it's collected together in one beautiful masterpiece. This companion was not the richest, was not the most handsome, was not the most famous companion, but he was very close to the heart of the Prophet, peace be upon him. His name was Jlibib. One day, the Prophet, peace be upon him, saw Jlibib, and he said to him, "How are you, Jlibib? How are you doing? How is life?" As was the habit of the Prophet, peace be upon him, asking about his friends and companions. And so Jlibib said something very interesting to the Prophet, peace be upon him. He said to him, "Do you think, O Prophet, peace be upon you, that I might have some of the wives in paradise? Maybe I will have some of the hur in heaven." So the Prophet understood what he is trying to say. He cannot get married in this life. And the Prophet said to him, "Of course you will have in paradise, but you will also have a wife in this life." So the Prophet, peace be upon him, went to another man and asked for his daughter's hand for marriage for Jlibib. The Prophet said, "I'm asking for your daughter's hand for marriage." The man was so happy and excited. He said, "The Prophet, peace be upon him, asking for my daughter's hand." He was so happy, but the Prophet said, "It's not for me, it's for Jlibib." So the man got, hesitant a little bit, but he said, "I will ask her mother. Maybe she would have to say about this." And her mother actually said, "No, Jlibib." She first of all thought that the Prophet was the one who was asking for her daughter's hand for marriage, but she actually refused. She said, "Such and such came asking for her hand for marriage, and then we would accept Jlibib." She said, "No." But the daughter was listening to all this conversation, and she came and said to them, "The Prophet himself came and asked for my hand for a person, and you object and say no? Wallahi, I will never get married to anyone except the person that the Prophet suggested for me." So she understood that the Prophet will not choose anything for her in this life or the afterlife, but what's best for her. And so the marriage was complete. But after a while, there was a war, a battle, and Jlibib was one of the soldiers that actually came forth and fought at this war. After the battle ended, the Prophet, peace be upon him, started asking about everyone. "Are you missing anyone? Is there anyone lost?" Everyone said, "No, we found everyone." But he said, "There is one that I cannot find. I cannot find Jlibib. Where is he?" The Prophet, peace be upon him, searched for him, and he found him on the ground, laying down. Next to him there were 7 people. He said, "He killed 7 and they killed him. He is from me and I am from him. He's from me and I am from him." He said it 3 times. And then there was not a bed for Jlibib, but the palms and the arms of the Prophet, peace be upon him. He carried him on his arms and walked the field with him, crying and weeping over him. But suddenly he made a beautiful smile. A grin filled the face of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and then he buried him with his own hands. Later people asked him, "What happened? What made you cry and smiled all of a sudden as you carried Jlibib?" He said, "I'm crying because I lost Jlibib. I lost a loved one. He was so close to him, and he was like a father figure to all of us as he was for the companions. But then I saw Jlibib running in heaven, and his wife in heaven is running to him. So I smiled that he has gotten what he wanted in this life and in the afterlife." May Allah be pleased on all the companions, and peace and blessings be upon the Prophet, peace be upon him. I hope that you enjoyed that story and you understood all of it. Thank you very much. See you next time.